Hello everybody, welcome back to term 4 and welcome. I'm absolutely buzzing because we're beginning our new science unit all on Earth and space, okay, also known as out of this world. So to get you started, we've put on the website your pupil organizer. Okay, now these are new for this year, but as you know, we'd normally stick those in at the start of a new topic so that you can kind of see what we're going to be learning about, what the vocabulary we're going to use is, and what questions we'll be answering. Be really good if you don't need to print it out, but it would be good if you had a little look-see over that before we began. It might just help answer some of your questions. It might give you some vocabulary that you can kind of then revisit as we go forward. But hopefully it will help you see kind of the learning path we're going on. And fingers crossed, we'll be back in school in the next couple of weeks and we can have physical copies in front of you to be referring back to. But it's just there as a really useful tool for you to look at. Okay. If you're ready, what we're going to do is we're going to start our lesson now. It's planning scientific inquiry questions, okay? And yeah, it's all about thinking about how we might ask and answer different questions, particularly about a subject as huge as space. So we've got lots of little activities to get going with, okay? So to begin, I have got a true, false, not sure activity for you. Really simple. We've put on the website, there is a grid of lots of different statements about space. Okay. Some of them are true, some of them are false. What we want you to do is just to warm your brain up, is have a think about how would you organise them? Which ones do you think are definitely true? Which ones do you think are definitely false? And we've been kind. There's a column for which ones are you not sure about and might you need to research and find out a bit more information before you can answer them. So I'll do an example for you now, okay? So I've got here, the moon can only be seen at night. Well, actually, I can prove that to be false because, in fact, right now and earlier this morning, I saw the moon and it was daytime. So that is false. I know that can also be seen during the day, okay? This one here, stars have a shape with points. I'm in two minds. I know whenever I've seen stars drawn, whenever I've drawn stars, I always draw them as a little 5-pointer, sometimes a 6-pointer. And yeah, that's what I always think of when I think stars. But I'm also aware that perhaps that might not be the case because if you think about like a heart, we draw hearts like this. The human heart does not look like that. People just do that so it looks cuter. So I'm going to go with not sure. I'd probably need to research what a star looks like up close. I know it looks like a dot in my sky, but I probably need to research an up close image of a star for that. Now this one I do know to be true. The sun is a star. Believe it or not, I learned this in primary school. I remember being taught, I think it was in year 5 as well. The sun is a star, not a planet. It's a very hot star. So if you want to pause me, go away and have a go at that. You don't need to print it out. You can always just, you can write them out in 3 different sections. You can chop them if you want. You can just do it mentally. Totally up to you. Whenever you're ready though, come back and we'll move on to our next activity. Okay, KWL Grid time. We normally do this at the start of any new topic. It's a really useful way to get us thinking about what we already know and thinking about where we want our learning journey to take us, what else we'd want to know. And you guys always make me laugh with the things that you come up with. I don't know how, but whenever we've done these before, they always come back to toilets. But there we go. There's year 5 minds for you. So got this again, it's on the website, it's lined so you can write straight onto it. However, if you want to just literally make your own by writing KWL in columns and add in your things, that's fine. If you remember, K is what you already know, so statements, sentences about things you already know. For example, I know the sun is a star. W is what I want to know, so let's get the toilet theme right out the way. How do astronauts go to the toilet in space? Question mark. And then our L section, if you remember, we leave that blank and we'll kind of add to that as we go along with our learning. Okay, so have a go at filling in K and W for me. And then again, you can pause me and then we'll move on to our next activity. I'm really looking forward to, by the way, if you can share with me your, and Ms. Rutherford, your questions about space. It would be wonderful to see them. I imagine, like I said, they will really make me giggle. So yeah, please do share. Next thing then, what I'm going to do, these links, I've actually put together a document which has got links for this activity, links for the next activity, rather than put them all as separate links on our website, which will give you like a list this long of things. I'll just put them all in a Word document, and then you can copy and paste them into your browser. Just a couple of videos to get you started, to get you interested. You don't have to just watch these, but if you click on the links, they'll give you short videos where you can, there's one about, you know, an astronaut answering questions, one that shows you around inside the International Space Station. BBC have got a couple of really good looking ones. But yeah, if you want to now, again, you can pause me. You don't have to, but if you, why don't you spend 5-10 minutes exploring? You could look at these, research your own, just some videos, just again, this is the most exciting topic, one of the most exciting topics in my opinion. And I think sometimes the best way of learning about it is just going away and looking at what it actually looks like. Because I think the chances of me going to space in my lifetime are probably quite slim. It's a possibility though. So to see what it actually looks like is quite a cool thing to do. So go and have a little ganders and then come back to me. I believe I've got one more activity for you. Okay. Right, hopefully you enjoyed that. Again, if you are someone that is obsessed with finding out how astronauts go to the toilet, you can find out if you search how do astronauts go to the toilet in space. I think there's even a video, not a video of anyone using the toilet, but showing you what the toilet looks like. All right. Okay, this thing then. So I lied. I've got too many activities left for you, by the way. Hope you can forgive me. I want you, and don't worry if it's a bad weather day or you're not unable to get outside for any reason. You could always just look out a window. Look or go outside. Looking at using what you can see, are you able to answer these questions using evidence that you can see? So, for example, what shape's the Earth? Obviously, I've got a picture here, but is there anything you can see to prove that? Apologies, car alarm going on outside. I hope it's not too distracting. Next thing, can you see the moon? If you can, what time is it? If you can't, can you check later? Is it there then? What shape is it? And can we see any other parts of our solar system? We're going to explore all the different parts of our solar system as we go on, but is there anything you can see? I know that depending on where you are in the world and what time of day it is and where the planets have all moved, I know that people have seen loads of different planets just by looking out into the sky before. I know that, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Mars was visible just like above Bristol on a night time. So yeah, it might be that you can see some stuff that you wouldn't normally see. Okay, so that's just a little outdoor activity. Again, if you want to pause me, go and have a little explore and then come back. You're very welcome to. And then we'll move on to, I promise this is actually your final activity. Okay. Right. Our Can I is all about scientific inquiry, which is all about asking and answering questions. Okay. And so today we're going to have a go at something called inquiry circles. All right. Now, similar to what we did earlier, I've got some statements here. Okay. And again, these are up on the website so you can go and find them. In fact, the whole inquiry circle activity is all one together. So looking at those statements, again, are there some that you agree with? And if you do agree with them, how do you know they're true? Are there some that you disagree with? Or again, you're not sure about? Once you've had a little look and an explore, I want you to choose one statement that you want to explore in a little bit more detail. And I want you to write it. Yeah, right. I don't know why I got so confused there. Write it inside the inquiry circle template. This is on the website, but if for any reason you haven't looked at that yet, I'll just draw you something. I mean, it really is. It's just one circle inside another circle. So you're going to write your statement in the middle there. So for example, stars don't move. Stars don't move around Earth. Okay, there's that. I will just apologise again if you can hear that car alarm. I really am sorry. Just imagine it's getting us into the kind of techno spacey vibe. I don't know. We'll go with that. Right. Once you've written it in the middle, what we're then going to do is we're going to think about statements or information that you'll need some further research to explain. So, for example, stars don't move around Earth. I think that's true. I don't think they move, but I've got quite limited experience or evidence to explain that. So what might I need to do? Well, firstly, a first call could always be research on the internet. You know, Google is a wonderful thing. Can I find out the movement of stars? So research the movement of stars. The only thing I do know is that actually sometimes the internet isn't always 100% reliable. We have to question our sources a little bit. So it might be that actually I seek out some astronomists. Astronomists or astronomers, I think it's astronomers, are people that literally it's the study of stars and space. So therefore, are there any astronomers, maybe even local ones, that have tracked the movement of stars? Can I, question astronomers. Don't worry if you can't see this, by the way. I'm going to show you an example a bit bigger in a minute. So question astronomers. Perhaps, again, let's think about, well, if astronomers tracked it, if I had astronomers 200 years ago that were looking at the stars and whether they moved, what equipment would they have had then? How accurate would their answers have been? What about now? What's the most recent study? What does the most recent study with the most up-to-date technology tell us? Okay, so you've got your question or you've got your statement in the middle. On this bit, the outside bit, write down the things that you could do, the things you're not sure about, and what you could do to answer them. Okay, I've got an example here. So stars don't move around the Earth. We've got here, so could we find out, are there any countries that have calculated it? Could we research that? Are there any professional websites? So we're not just talking about, someone in their back garden looking. It might be, have NASA researched this? Have NASA got any data that we could find out about? That kind of thing. So what you can always do, if you want to pause me and you can look at these answers in more detail, you're very welcome to. It might give you some ideas on how to do yours. Right. Once you've got your statement, your things you want to do to find out, your final task, should you choose to accept it, is to go away and research these questions or kind of inquiry strands that you've created, okay? This list of websites, that's going to be on the websites that I've listed that will be on our website, okay? But again, you can just Google what you want. These are probably just there's lots of information out there, so these are probably the most accessible ones, the easiest ones to kind of understand. So, statement, questions, things you want to find out, and then around the outside, if you want, you could write down any information that you do find out, okay? If you're not sure about this task, what it's asking you to do, because it's quite different to things we've done in science before, just it'll be Ms. Rutherford at home today, so you can drop her an email. And yeah, like I said, I would go back and have a look at that. I'll flash it back up again. Have a look at this one to help you kind of understand how we do it. All right. Good luck. Really looking forward to sharing some science with you. I think it's Thursday is going to be our next science lesson. And yeah, there is tons more for us to explore on this. Okay. See you later, guys.